Welcome to Vintage Variety. I have an assortment of jewelry here in front of me, and all of these are pieces of jewelry that were originally broken, damaged, or had something that just wasn't quite right about them. Some of these pieces came out of jewelry jars or bags, and there are a couple that I picked up in thrift stores just because I liked the piece and I felt like I could repair it. I often say when you run across those bits and pieces like single earrings and broken pieces of chain, hold on to them. You may end up needing those pieces to make repairs to a vintage piece, or you can always take those pieces and use them to create a beautiful necklace or a pair of earrings of your own design. Today I'm going to show you all of these pieces and how I went about either repairing them, changing them up a little, or repurposing them. Before we get started, I'm going to show you some of the tools that I'm going to be using. I have quite a large selection of jewelry tools, but these seem to be the ones that I use the most out of all of them. These are needle nose pliers. I use these quite often. They come in really handy. I like that they're small and they fit my hand well, and they do have a cutter on them, so you can cut wire as long as it's not really heavy-duty wire. I also have a small pair of just simple wire cutters. These are pretty much the same as the first ones I showed you. They're needle nose pliers with a cutter on them, and I always try to keep an extra pair of these around because I do misplace them. I also have a pair of round nose pliers, and these come in really handy for making loops. When you're making a loop to connect pieces together, you can use them to make your own jump rings. And if you like doing wire wrapping, you can use them to make bells. And last of all, my favorite pair are these bent nose pliers, and I use these the most. They're like a second pair of hands, and they're really good for holding on to things. I've had a few viewers ask me which tools I recommend for jewelry making and crafting, and I would recommend all of these items that I've shown you today. I've also had people ask me where I purchase my jewelry tools. There are a lot of different places that you can purchase them. They also have them on Amazon. I recently joined the Amazon Influencers program. So when I recommend items like this, there will be a link in the description box below this video for them. That link will take you to my Amazon storefront where you can see different categories of items that I've used and purchased for myself, things that I really highly recommend. They have a really reasonable price on jewelry tools, and I have put some of them in my storefront. Now, anything that sells through my link, I do receive a very small commission on, and that kind of helps my channel out, but there's no pressure to buy. But just in case you guys are interested, there is a link below this video where you can go and you can see some of the jewelry tools that I've selected in my Amazon storefront. So now that I've covered that, let's get started with redesigning, repairing, and doing something a little different with some of these jewelry pieces. This first necklace is a more modern necklace, and I did show this in recent content. It has a very boho look. I love all the beads on it. What I don't like about this necklace are the light colored beads, and it's a really long necklace. It simply just doesn't look right. So what I'm going to do to this necklace is I am going to take a little bit of creative liberties and redesign it. I'm going to remove the light colored wooden beads, and I'm going to shorten this necklace. So I've just made a cut, and I took off all of the light colored wooden beads. I still have the strings on the end where this necklace was strung together, and I've saved this part because I am going to use it. I'm going to reattach it to this necklace once I get everything put back together the way that I think it would look best. What I've done here is I've tied the ends of the string or the cording off, and I've used one of the wooden beads. I've repurposed it to cover where I've tied that off. And now I'm just reattaching the closure for each end of this necklace, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like on the form. I feel like it's going to look 100% better. Here is a look at it all put together. You can't even tell it had been taken apart. And this is how it looks on the form. I think that this necklace looks way better than it originally did. Originally, it was probably about a 20-inch long necklace. And when I say 20 inches, I mean a 20-inch drop. And for this style of necklace with this boho look, I just didn't feel like it looked right. It has a beautiful combination of wood and glass beads. And I feel like this is something that you want to be high enough up that people can actually notice it. This is a pendant necklace that I picked up not too long ago at the thrift store. I thought it was just beautiful. It is missing something at the bottom. And I kind of toyed with the idea of maybe putting like a piece of quartz and hanging it from the bottom of it. And then I thought about a tassel. And I think a tassel is going to look great on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this single earring that's been laying around. I think I got this out of a jewelry jar, maybe a jewelry bag. And I've had it for quite a long time. I'm going to take the chain tassel looking part off of this. And I'm going to use it to create a tassel for the bottom of this heart pendant necklace. And this is pretty simple. I'm just going to open up the jump ring where it's attached to the earring and remove this part. And then what I'll do is I'll figure out how I'm going to reattach it. I don't think I want a tassel that's this long, so I'm probably going to shorten it. I'm going to take these chains off the jump ring because I don't want the black or gunmetal colored chains. I don't think that they would look right with this necklace. I'm just going to use these silver tone chains to create a tassel for this. Because these chains are longer than I actually want, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loop one end of the chain through this jump ring and then the other end. So that's going to kind of double up the chain and shorten it. And it'll give me the fuller tasseled look that I want. Now that everything's attached, all I did was hook the jump ring to the bottom of this pendant and close it back up. I feel like this turned out really well. I'm not sure if this originally had a tassel on it, but whether it did or not, I think that this just made this necklace look absolutely perfect. You guys let me know what you think of this one in the comments. Would you have added a tassel or would you have added something else? This next item is half of a necklace. And I think I got this out of a jewelry jar. The other half of it was missing. It was just this piece. You can see where the other part would have attached to this. So I just have half the necklace plus the chain that was attached to this half. And I thought, this was really pretty. It's too pretty to throw away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part of the necklace without the chain and make a pendant. I went ahead and took the chain off, and the chain, I'm not going to toss this. I am going to keep this because I'm sure I will use it for something else later on. I did leave the jump ring that attached this part to the chain. And what I'm going to do now is just slide this onto a torque. And this whole entire piece becomes a pendant. This is what it looks like. And I think this turned out really well. And there's a lot of different ways this could have been repurposed. I could have taken all three of these pieces apart and made them into separate necklace pendants. But I just really liked the way this looked, and I liked the idea of putting it on a torque. Don't think it's really showing up properly, but the cabochons in the center of these round discs, they're a really pretty smoky color. So just looks very modern, just like the style of it. You guys let me know what you thought of this idea in the comments. This is a pendant that I'm going to do a repair to, another item that came out of a jewelry jar. It originally had a cabochon in the center of it. It's not signed anywhere, so I'm not really sure what would have been in the center. It could have been a kind of like a clear cabochon or a colored cabochon or something else along those lines. So another thing that I try to always keep are pieces, parts, beads, rhinestones, and cabochons. I have quite a few that I've put together in this little bag, and I'm thinking one of them is going to fit. This one is really pretty. It's a transfer wear piece, but it's too small. I think that would have looked great in there. So that's not going to work, but I do have one that's slightly larger, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it's going to fit into this. See if I can get it out and I'll show you guys. Isn't that pretty? It's another transfer wear type piece. And yep, it's size. And that's just luck, because a lot of times it's hard to find the right size. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to press back down the prongs on this so it'll hold this piece in. And I'm going to be very careful doing this because I don't want to scratch or crack anything. In fact, the best way to press these prongs back down is to use the rubber tip of your pliers and just apply some gentle pressure. This is how it turned out, and I'm really pleased. I could have added some jewelry glue to the back, but I don't feel like it's necessary because this piece fits in here really well and snug, and it's not sliding around. This is another piece that just needs a repair. This is a beautiful AB glass necklace, and the problem with this one is it's missing the hook. So originally it would have had a hook that hooked on to the extender of it. I have a small bag of crafting parts. Most of these are milk glass pieces, and these were sent to me by Dana Stewart Coates over at Killer Queen Antiques. And I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of hooks in here. So here's one that would be perfect, but so I'm not going to be able to use this. This one's broken. So there's no way I could attach it to the necklace. But I do think that there's another hook in here that I might be able to use. This one is going to work perfectly, so I'm going to take it off. Let's have a look at it. This one is marked Japan. And I don't necessarily think that the AB necklace is a Japan-made necklace. But in the case of something like this, if I were going to sell this necklace, I would simply state in the listing or to whoever I was selling it to that the hook closure on it had been replaced. This hook, of course, isn't going to match in color, but that's okay. As long as there's a way to wear the necklace, I think that's what matters most. This still has the original jump ring that the original hook would have attached to. So I'm just going to open this up and slip this hook on and then close it back, and the necklace should be as good as new. And there we have it. It works perfectly. So I'm really happy with the result of that. Another necklace that I have that needs a simple repair, and I believe this one is Japan. I'm not sure. I don't see a marking on it, but it certainly looks like it would be. And the only thing that's wrong with this is it came loose. It still has the part that hooks into the box clasp. So I just need to open that up, reattach it, and press it down really snug so that it doesn't come loose again. I always love it when I run across items like this one that are really easy to repair. It just requires the use of a couple of jewelry tools, and it ends up being as good as new. These last two pieces are thrift store finds. First, I have this pendant necklace. I love the heart on it, but what I don't like about it is the cord. And this is just a piece of a necklace. You can see that something's missing from it. It's got these beautiful black faceted glass beads, and I'm guessing it would have had a chain on each end here. Otherwise, it would be more of a choker style necklace. So my idea is to repair this, maybe attach a piece of chain to the back of it so it would be more wearable. And then I'm thinking I might just take the heart pendant off the other necklace and add to this one, just to give it a different look. Remember that necklace that was half a necklace that I showed you guys earlier and I turned it into a pendant? Well, this is the piece of chain that came off of it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use this for the back part of this necklace. What I've done is I took the piece of chain apart in the center. I'm going to attach one half of the chain to one side of the beads. And you can see this side of the chain had the lobster claw closure on it. And then the other half of the chain will of course attach to the other side of the beads. So that'll enable this necklace to have more length and a way to close it. I also decided to attach the heart pendant to this. And I think it looks okay. I'm not sure if I'll keep it on there or not. Here's a better look at how this one turned out. And you guys let me know what you think. I know this is a 3-strand necklace, but I still think that the little heart pendant looks great on it. Here are the 2 other necklaces that I repaired, the AB necklace and of course the faux pearl necklace. I layered those together on the form so you could see them, and they actually look quite good together. I was really happy that I was able to make simple repairs on those, and this pendant would look really pretty with those also. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I hope I gave you guys some really great ideas, not just on ways that you can repair pieces, but also how you can take some of those broken pieces and make something completely new of your own. If you guys enjoyed this content, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Ring the bell for notifications and you'll be notified anytime I upload new content. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.